Vincenzo's Go Crypto Investing this September the 26th, 2025, early morning update. And you can see the silver spot price or silver futures is up 1.39%. The US dollar, after going up yesterday because of some good jobs and economy news, is going down today. The economy news you would think would be right at the top of this. US August personal income spending savings rate 4.6 versus 4.8. There was something good year over year core PCE price index 2.8. Don't care about that. I mean, we do, but we don't right now. Personal consumption 0.6 versus zero point 0.4, meaning we're consuming more, even though we're going, which means we're going more and more into debt. There was something here that was good in the economy with the jobs data that made the US dollar spike up yesterday. You can see that there. It had a very good day, one of the better days it's had in a long time. And ever since the rate cut, you can see the US dollar is actually up about 2%, which is good for that. But you can see gold is still hovering near its all-time high. Futures are just below 3,800. Spot price is 37.50. Silver is at a 15-year high, approaching its all-time high, now less than $5 away, sitting at 45.70 in the futures and 45.29 and the spot price. B2 gold is just below $5 for 2 and a silver is at $8.50. First Majestic Silver has stormed over $12 again. Silver Corp is over $6. Kinross is approaching $24. B2 Gold, Hecla, Pan America Silver, and Dolly Varden was just up this morning, but like it normally does, it gives it all right back because Dolly Varden seems to be one that struggles the most out of all the miners that I have. And maybe it's because they're not making a profit, but I'm feeling like today it's going to have a very, very good day unless there's a significant sell-off on the miners today, which is always possible. But I think the miners are going to close out the week very, very strong. But that's not the point of this video. We just wanted to give you a little show around what's happening here, but it's things are still moving up, but there could be a sell-off today. We'll pay attention to see how that happens with gold futures and the spot price. If we go look at the cryptocurrency, something that has had a catastrophic sell-off that a lot of people didn't see coming is the cryptocurrency sphere. They thought that the rate hikes would promote buying, but it did, or cuts would promote buying, but it did not. You could see we were telling you from back here in purple. You can see that right there, that that's where we were going to come down to if we got the rejection off the 3.5 year pattern support in the rising channel, which is what happened. And now we're sitting below the 100-day moving average and just above the 200-day. And if you don't get any regional support, you're going to have two things happen this weekend. Either A, you come down and sneak down, touch this, and then you just kind of start trading up and sideways again and make another run up at that rising channel. Or B, you're going to do a little dance in between these two moving averages. And before you know it, you're going to end up down here at the 95,700 because that is an underneath target here. On a breakdown if you don't hold the 200-day, and then that would bring in the potential 79,000 and change. And that's something that we're watching out for. The same thing is what's going on here in the Ethereum. We broke the megaphone neckline support. Now it's become resistance again. And now you're sitting right on the 100-day moving average like we told you that you would if you broke down through that 4104. And right now we're sitting just above that 200-day or 100-day moving average. If we don't reclaim the megaphone neckline support, your next major move is down to the 200-day moving average and this underneath top part of this green support and resistance box at 3482. And that's something that we've been warning about, that those underneath, if you broke below these megaphone neckline support, these two targets and then potentially a third are your underneath major support level. And if you break this 3847, you better bet your dollar that you are coming down to the next level. And the next level down is 9.92% down to the underneath support that we got there. The XLM price took a big, big fall too. And you can see something that we were talking about several weeks ago that will move this out into the current time frame. Something that we were talking about, we'll move the moving averages and update them too, because I could tell we haven't moved them in a few days. You can see we're starting to trend bearish again. And the 50 and the 100, the 200 obviously is a longer term moving average. So it takes more time. It's just running parallel. But something that we were pointing out the last time we came down here, we wicked on the 50, then we full candle bodied and almost broke down. And on this pump, we said, if you get rejected and come back down and to this top part of the screen support and resistance box, it will break and you were going to end up down here at the bottom part of the zone down there at 31 cents. And that's something now that we're paying very close attention for because we are back below this 36 cents. We're just above the 200-day moving average. And we are now threatening to break down and come to the 31 cents, which is just above the 30-cent 50-day moving average in the weekly time frame, right? So that's what we're looking at there. Same thing with the XRP, just at a different price. You can see its moving averages. The 50 is starting to trend down. The 100 is running parallel and the 200 is slightly running up. And like we were telling you here, if you break and got back below the 307, which you did back here, see this? You couldn't hold it back here, that you're going to come down to the 200-day and this underneath major medium-term support at 255, because if you broke that, you were coming down to the 213, which is the weekly time frame 50-day moving average. And then that would bring potential even greater lows back to an area where we were getting major support on Wix back in the start of 2025. That brings these two targets at 213 and 162 back into play. And we're absolutely paying attention for that because it's absolutely on the table and something that you need to be paying attention for, as we could be having a mid bull cycle bear market shakeout before the final leg of this bull market. Peace and love. A noontime update will be coming. The Rock's eyebrow. Jay.